May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. I am RT Money and I am happy that you are here watching my video. Thank you very much for that. And do make sure you leave a like or hit the boost button and make sure you subscribe so that you can catch all of my latest updates that I release throughout the week. You'll get them directly, sent to your email or you'll be directly notified. And let's go. Let's take a look at the economic calendar first, and we can see that on Monday, no red folders, so it might be some slow motion there. Now, Tuesday is the day before CPI. On Wednesday, CPI data is a market mover. It's the kind of big news announcement that could reverse the markets. CPI, FOMC, non-farm payroll, and interest rate decisions. Those are the types of news that will, turn the markets around. If you're in a trade at that time, you want to manage your trade accordingly. And I would also suggest that you be flat, that you're flat during that time that the news comes out. You trade after the news and you fade the move. Whatever the move is, you just fade it. That's it. That's the best way to attack that. All right, Thursday, we have more red folders. We have some pound news and Swiss franc news and more USD red folders for Thursday and Friday. But the big one is on Wednesday. You might see some consolidation on Tuesday because of the CPI data. So the markets might be a little wonky, might be a little funky to trade because they're waiting on CPI data. Okay, and be aware that the Fed chair is going to be speaking on Tuesday as well. That can move the markets if we start saying something crazy about the interest rate decision. I mean, whether they're going to cut rates more or less this year. All right, he's going to be talking on Wednesday as well. All right, that's enough of that. Now, let's go to the US dollar index. The US dollar index starting on the monthly, right? If we look at the markets, we can see that there was an impulse to the upside, and that is a bullish move, right? And we're just going to say the markets are bullish, right? And then we chopped and consolidated here for a good while until we had a bullish breakout. So not only is the swing structure, this is swing structure here, all right? This is swing structure, all right? When you make a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and then we're pulling back in retracement for a what could be a higher low. It looks like that is because we have a break of market structure there. So when they're aligned, when the swing structure is aligned with the fractal structure, all right, the smaller the individual candlestick structure, when that's aligned with the swing structure, they're both bullish. That's the best time you want to enter your trades. All right, for buys in this case. All right, if we go to the weekly, we can see how the week ended, and look how the week ended. It was it's not a whole lot happening here. All right, we pushed higher, we pushed lower, then we came back to the middle. Big old doji, right? An indecisive market. It's not trending. However, we're going to bear in mind that we are bullish. We were bullish up until the market ran into this area. I'm sorry, thought I had something there. Up until this area of supply, right? That is supply. That is a big old order block. Okay, and if I can just find the right thing. Okay, all right, and price responded bearishly. Now, it has come back to that area, but this high remains protected. All right, came back to that area with a news candle and then pushed back down. This looks like a retracement to me. You understand? Price pushed up and then pushed back down. Okay, that is I like to see that. because there was a market structure shift here when price came down here, right? And when you see that, you want to see price push back, pull up into the demand. I mean, the supply that that uh, uh, caused that market structure shift. And price did exactly that. Did not exceed the high, and then showed respect, and now we're pushing down. So because the fact that we never took the low with last week's candle, and it closed within the range of the previous candle, or the previous weekly candle, it lets me believe that we're going to continue this downward movement. Okay, it's just an indication. I think it's a matter of just probabilities, and I think it's more probable that we'll probably be continuing down. Had we closed, unlike this one, had we closed below that low, then I would think, yeah, price is definitely going down. All right, that's more definitive. Or if we had pushed down below this low and still close within the high, I would be thinking that price, it's more probable that price will continue higher. All right, or consolidate. Okay, so on the daily, we can see from this area of supply. All right, from this area of supply, you can see that price came up here, kept the high protected, and created its own supply up here. All right. So if when we look at price making a fractal structure break there, what do you call it? Market structure shift. I'm sorry, a market structure shift. We're looking for price to come back up into what? Supply. Supply is here. Okay. Come on, man. You're embarrassing me in front of company. All right. Okay. Here is the supply area, and we're already touching. We're already there. There is a fair value gap here on the daily. All right, not to be ignored, and we have supply there. There's good reason to believe that price will turn over. Okay, so we're going to see. And what I want to, what I want to do, what I would like to do, is see that price keeps this high. Sorry, keeps this high protected. Now this is the most recent high that led to the market structure shift. So I don't want to see price go past that high. You understand? If I see price going past this high, I'm thinking that we're probably going to see these highs afterwards. All right. So this is a very pivotal area for me, and I want to see price remain below that low. I mean that high, and find its resistance here and continue down. I am bearish in this market, but I want to see more price action. I would like to see this low being taken out. Okay. So somebody just interrupted me. I'm sorry. So if we go to the Euro USD, well, it's actually Euro futures. Sorry. We're doing just the opposite. We're looking for just the opposite. If we look at the weekly, we can see price has been heading down with the US dollar strength dragging it down. But what do we have? All right. On the weekly, we can first we'll make note that there was a huge gap up, gap down, and then price closed the gap and then continued, bearishly. Okay, close the gap and then continue bearishly. This looks like a pullback, and it price pulled up and then pulled back. So I like to see that. All right, and I want to see this low being taken. All right, I would love to have seen this low being protected. Excuse me. All right, as this is the demand that price pulled back to after this market structure shift. See the market structure shift here, right? You can use this high as well, but you saw the market structure shift. You see price pulling back into demand. Will this low remain protected? It's a very good question. I'm not sure, but I'm not interested in shorting the euro. I'm interested in longing the euro. I'm looking for a price to take this high out and continuing up like so. So uh, I'm not interested in any shorts, not at all. And if we go to the daily, we can see that we have a case because price, like I showed you, had that market structure shift here, a bullish one. We come down, we sweep the liquidity under these lows, protect that low, and never touch that low, just like it didn't touch the high with the US dollar index. All right, we pushed up. This should be a white candlestick. On TradingView, they had some kind of glitch in the matrix or something because this candle should be white and it's black. It's the gap that was closed immediately, and then we see the pullback into demand. I'm looking for this demand to pull price back up to the higher prices. Right, this is the demand that this is the low. I don't want to see price go past these lows. All right, just don't. All right, that's it. I don't want to see it go past these lows. This is my protected low here. Price breaks that low, then I'll be looking for lower prices. I'll be looking for sell sit-ups, but we'll see what happens until it gets to that point. All right, on the pound dollar. All right, these are pound futures, but when you trade the majors, all right, the major currencies against, when you trade them on the spot, they are trading against the US dollar. All right. So you're looking at essentially pound USD. All right. You can compare the charts and you'll see it's almost virtually identical. So for those that are trading the FX with FX brokers, all right, as opposed to the future brokers like the CME, this is regulated, man. FX brokers, not necessarily, and they can do their own things with spreads and everything. You don't have to worry about that crazy stuff with uh, the futures. Anyway, all right. So with the pound on the weekly, you can see how the week ended. Here is a white candle where it's supposed to be. It gapped down. It gapped down on Monday's opening and pushed up and then came back down. It looks like price impulsed, uh, retraced, and I'm thinking that price will probably uh, impulse again to a higher point. Listen, you see how price took out the previous high, the previous weekly high, and then retraced. All right, that's why I'm thinking that. If we go down to the daily time frame, you can see what I'm talking about. Price took out the high and then retraced. All right. To what? To what? Where did it retrace to? What is it retracing to? It's retracing back to demand. Where is the demand here? Where is the support that price can find where it can see higher prices? Listen, it's about discount arrays like lows, fair value gaps. I'm sorry. This thing is driving me crazy. All right, fair value gaps like this. All right, remember that this gap down. This here is where price is finding hard to get past, like a inverted fair value gap, but it's a price gap. All right, and it's a volume gap, and price could find support there. All right. We've already taken out the high. So when we're coming back down here, I'm looking for price to continue higher. Yes, it may come all the way back down here because there is demand in that wick, but I'm thinking that price will probably find its support when it comes back down to this area of demand here. All right, this is an order block, folks. All right, and I'm thinking that that as a discount array will send price higher. We've already shown the indication for it. We're pulling back. I'm looking for price to continue higher. All right. If we go on, uh, we don't have much. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is the same deal. All right. If we look at the weekly, you can see the gap up was closed on Monday, and we have a bullish candle. We didn't reach that high yet. I think that's going to continue into next week. All right. I'm looking at this high that's dotted, that dotted line. I'm looking for that high to be taken. And once it does, I'm looking for the pullback and then the new impulse to the upside. Yes, it's that simple. All right. If we go down to the daily, we can see the same thing. All right. This is all I look for: a low, a high, a higher high, a lower low, and then I'm looking for this to take over the high. This swept liquidity. It took out some sell side liquidity over here on these important lows. Yes, I am definitely looking for price to turn over that high at 63,310. Okay, if we look at the New Zealand dollar, not very different. Yeah, not very different at all. Uh, we see the swing down. We see the swing above. Right. We look for it to hit that demand. No, it goes straight through the demand with a wick. All right. That's just a liquidity grab. All right. We took that low out, and now we see price pushing higher. All right. It took out this high, which is a market structure shift. Unlike the Aussie, New Zealand dollar is already pushing back into this demand, and I'm looking for price. This is a very good candidate for buys, in my opinion, next week. Okay. Uh, if we go down, come on, man, you don't do that in front of. You're doing that in front of company, really? All right, all right. I'm gonna fix you, buddy. All right. So if we look at the Canadian dollar, you see how it was in this consolidation. This is the daily time frame. All right. This is Canadian dollar. If we go into, if I can just get it into, all right, you see how it gapped down to sweep these important lows. It doesn't need to go much lower than that anymore. All right, it took out a big old pool of liquidity, and that one took out the pool of liquidity that was down here before it. This is I'm thinking that all eyes should be to the upside here, and you can see I got a line already designated to look for buy side liquidity. I'm looking for price to get above that high and pull back, and I would love to take that high, that pullback. I want to see this. This is where I want to take my high probability trade to the upside, but it has to break. It has to break the high. It has to take buy side liquidity first. It has to give a market structure shift and then come back. That's what I need. Okay. Let's see. Who's next? Uh, the Swiss franc. All right, Swiss franc. Not very different. I don't like this one for to trade because we're so close to this low where there is a big liquidity pool and price is dilly dallying over here. I don't like the way it's dilly dallying. It's not looking like the others. So it's bearish right now, right? Price hasn't broken that protected high at supply here. So it came back to supply and it's heading down. I'm thinking that we're going to take this liquidity first. And this is where I would want to get interested in buys. Okay. But right now, I'm not interested in taking any buys until it lines up. All right. And the Japanese yen, I'll do in a separate video because I don't have the time right now to do it, but I will give you a separate video on that. But thank you for watching my videos. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. And do not forget to hit the like button. Okay. May profits be upon you.